Prodigy. I'm sorry. What is up, everybody? You're live at the Prodigy. Me and Omar, we are back with another podcast. Twitch trying to stop us from getting on the podcast because they don't like the title. I have to edit the title on the Twitch end. Inappropriate behavior. America is infested with incels, man. I'm surprised YouTube let me get away with it and Twitch didn't. We are back. It's me and Omaria. We doing this, Omari. We doing this impromptu, yeah. After we just came back talking about how terrible WWE was. Now we talking about this. This is something I frequently talk about on TikTok because that's bro. I be getting so many hits. So I was like, hey, people want to hear me talk about it, so I'm gonna talk about it. But I be getting heat. The main people I got beef with on and it's their month right now. It's Pride Month, especially in Chicago because I'm one of the largest cities, so we got a large Pride parade for into the beginning of July, because it's Pride Month here in Chicago or in the United States in general. I be getting a lot of heat from people, the LGBT community on TikTok. And it's fine. Keep watching my videos, keep getting my analytics up, and I'm gonna be getting paid. So I'm rich, bitch. Keep talking about me. But we got Omari here, man. What's caused all this, Omari, man? I see you get into the political things with people online. And for an 18-year-old, I'm impressed how you school these stupid assholes. And I can't wait to get my friend Brian on here because he's good with this shit too. But Omari, man, what's causing all this, man? What's grinding your gears about these people this week? These damn idiots. What's on your mind with these people this week?
Shit, the way I see it is that it don't matter if you're a Democrat, Republican, a liberal, SHAW, a conservative, you're all part of the problem. You're all fucking retarded. I really do. And like I said before, and I'm gonna say it again on here for everybody, for anybody that, because I'm gonna say what I want. I don't give a fuck what anybody gotta say. I'm gonna say my opinion, and whether the SHWs don't like it, whether the conservatives don't like it, I don't really give a damn. I just don't give two flying fucks, because neither represents me. They don't care about me. They care about their little fake ass votes that they get on that they claim that it's real. It's a hallucination. It's a hallucination of vote because nothing really changes.
Right.
And when I be going back at these people online, man, they're just fucking retarded.
Yeah.
They really are. And it's the conservatives, bro. There's and the thing is though, conservatives, bro, people like me will be saying things that years in advance, but then they will take that shit and act like they act like they just came up with it. Nigga, no, you did it, bro. Man, get your ugly. Oh, no, I ain't. But bro, yeah, bro, and then they'll think that they the ones that discovered it, and then like they'll say the biggest thing I hate with conservatives is that, and I'm not saying I hate the United States. Well, I don't like modern America. Modern America doesn't represent people. It doesn't represent God or the people. Let's be honest here. It doesn't. Hasn't in decades. And then they'll say, oh well, and they'll say like people my age, right? Well, they don't like America. Who? Why? Well, I mean, you want to know why? Well, I mean, let's determine why. I mean, why should we like modern America? Let's be honest here. The culture fucking sucks. The culture is trying to normalize pedos on children. It's normalizing all this degenerate shit. No, let's be honest here. You think God, you one nation under God, you think God will like this? I don't think God is too happy what is going on in this country. Yes, it's around the world too, but it's a lot here, more so than other countries in this country. You think God would allow this? No.
Right. I agree. It's completely out of control, and they're trying to get us to get into their warped reality. But the thing I'm most happy about is it's people that's pushing back against this bullshit. You know, yeah, it's people that's pushing it back. The FBI was trending. I'm trying to see what that's about. Cornell West, who I haven't heard about in a while. What a leech from the black community.
Fuck the
Cornell
CIA.
West is.
Fuck DHS. Fuck every agency.
Right.
Fuck the Democratic Party. Fuck the Republican Party. Fuck the Federal Reserve. Fuck the WEF. Fuck BlackRock. Fuck Vanguard. Fuck the Rothschilds. Fuck the Rockefellers.
Right. Yeah. What's his what you said Vanguard? What is that? What you talking about with that? What's that?
Vanguard, and BlackRock, there are the companies that are owned by the big banks, and which are owned by the big families, which is the reason why we see a lot of this bullshit.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of people don't understand. Like, I get tired of people saying the Illuminati is these rappers. Like, these rappers don't have enough stroke to be in the Illuminati. They might be like people that get their agendas out there, but the Illuminati is a white boy club. Why would it be rappers up in there? Like, come on.
They're just puppets. They're
Right.
just puppets of it.
Right.
They're puppets of it. This is my problem. This is what I've been talking about with conservatives, bro. They be focusing on the wrong shit, bro. And then people like me have to have to call it out. And then we'll get hated for it. Now, like bro, I've seen I've seen people argue, like people like me, right? So I don't consider myself neither party. I consider myself a truth teller, someone who's just gonna tell it how it is, whether it pisses people off or not. And then they'll say, like, if you in my opinion, I don't care if I get hate for this. In my opinion, like, you know how like it comes across with the flags everywhere. And I'm not saying you can't be proud of your country. I'm not proud of how this country is and how it's been acting for decades. But I'm not saying you can't be proud of your country. But how a lot of these people, how a lot of Americans do it is it's kind of creepy when you think of it. Like, and I remember because I talked to certain people who live in other countries, and I kind of agree with them. Like, it's kind of quote like when you criticize, America's, something about America stuff, where they'll be like, oh, if you don't like it, why don't you leave?
Right.
Then they'll be like, oh, we're patriots. That's not patriots. If the founding fathers were here today, they would not find it patriotic for us to go start wars in the Middle East. That's not patriotic. But when you criticize it, and they be conservatives, by the way, it's conservatives, they'll be like, oh, if you don't like it, why don't you leave? Nigga, like, shut your stupid ass up. You're the problem. Oh, bobble-headed ass nigga. Shut up. Fucking problem.
Omari is over one tonight, y'all. He's going in on this shit.
Nigga,
I find it hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Nah, bro, because this shit pisses me off, bro. And let's get on to this draft shit. I think yes, the pride shit is important. We need to take care of it, but I think this draft shit is a little bit more important because we might be going into war. It's most likely going to happen. I don't want it to happen, and I hope it does happen, but I have no faith. It's supposed to, because war brings in money. Because they're going to crash it. If they haven't crashed it already, they're going to crash it. And what brings in money? Of course, war. And so we only go to war. And then it's these conservatives, bro. You talking about how stupid they are. They don't fucking think, bro. And I agree that a lot of these kids, and teens nowadays is out of control. I understand that. But this is not the way. And at the same time, there's a lot of them like me who are not out of control. But I agree that we need to get this under control. But instead of encouraging better parenting, instead of encouraging stuff like that, what they encourage? Oh, well, we bring back the draft. And it be the people that never serve that wants to advocate for a draft comeback. How about you take your fat ass over to the Middle East and serve? You ain't gonna do it because you ain't got the set to do it because you're a pussy ass nigga.
Oh my god. Yep.
And you wanna cry people to go to the draft? How about you reclaim your set from your wife's purse and take your ass over there? You ain't gonna do it because your wife is fucking you from behind. You gonna sit there?
Oh shit. Oh man. This is hilarious, bro. I'm just letting them go on. I'm editing this thumbnail and I'm just letting them go. I'm gonna get it in a minute because I'm making a new I hate having the same thumbnail over and over. But yeah, Omari's right, bro. A lot of these people that be saying this stuff, and this goes back to some of the stuff that we might play a little bit of Kevin Samuels on the show tonight. Are you familiar with Kevin Samuels, Omari?
Yes, I do, and I miss that man dearly.
Yeah, we might play a little bit. I didn't agree with everything he said, but it's some stuff like his message was mostly accurate.
And Fresh and Fitness is ruining that,
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later.
Yeah, he was talking about how people don't want to be held accountable and all that. That was a general theme of his. Like a lot of the stuff these women be saying they want, you don't even raise your son. You want a 6-figure man. You want a man that's responsible, that take care of his lady. Your son is a clown. You talking about he gang bangs till he's 40, 50 years old and he still think I'm going to die for the set and all this goofy ass shit. Like, dude, shut up. Or even at your younger kids, they value spending money on Michael Jordan tennis shoes. They don't care about putting money into stocks or, building or doing something. And then they'll jump bad with their friends or their classmates, but they don't do nothing to these racist kids that call them crazy names because y'all like sports together. Like, this shit's crazy, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, ain't nobody, my friends know, Brad, I got white friends, but they know not to call me the N-word. They'll get their ass whipped. They know not to talk to me like that. You know what I mean?
I have Mexican friends and white friends that call me the N-word. I don't really give a fuck because I
It depends. Like if I've been knowing you and you saying it like in a joke in a music contest, it don't bother me. But if you just saying that shit casually or you being disrespectful, you getting smacked, bro. Like I'm not saying that they ain't said it like on a rap song or something like. No, that don't bother. Victor's laughing. What you laughing at, Victor? Victor's laughing. Yeah.
Nah, bro. I'm going in on these niggas, bro. I've held too long. When I come on here, yeah, you see a slight version of me, but I be holding off because I be holding off because I don't want to get people, banned on YouTube. Because I'm gonna say, but I'm going out tonight, bro. Because I need to, bro. This shit is annoying, bro. It's on both sides, bro. And they both just let people live their fucking lives, bro.
Right.
And then you're like, bro, these conservatives, bro, they're fucking stupid, bro. And because I'm not even gonna focus that much on liberals. We already know about it. But the conservatives, man, like I said, bro, they all, why don't we bring back the draft? We need to bring back the draft. We should recommend to her. And then these be the same people. These be the same motherfuckers, bro, that be advocating, bro. These the same motherfuckers that be advocating, we need freedom, man. Freedom of speech. Yeah, freedom of speech. This is America, 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 the land of the free, home of the brave. Yeah, brother, yeah. They be advocating for this.
He sound like Hulk Hogan on that last part. But yeah.
This shit, bro. They advocate for freedom, yet they're all for forcing innocent young man the turn up. Because that's essentially what it is. It's slavery. They're forced to go do it. That's not the way. and it's already bad enough that the nation, the United States, that country, is already bad enough. It's already bad enough that birth rates are on the decline in this country. Nobody wants to talk about that. But now we're going to advocate for the younger generations to go to war, to get slaughtered by the military-industrial complex, because that's what's going to happen. It's not about freedom, like they say. You're going to fight for freedom. It's about democracy. It's not about that. It's about the military-industrial complex lining their pockets with money, while your precious son and daughter that you're advocating to go get drafted online goes and dies. Then when they die, you look like a fucking dumbass crying. But don't be come crying to people like me. Don't come crying to people like Prodigy. Because we warned you. You don't want to listen. You rather listen to Matt Washington. Them dumbasses. Yes, they say some good stuff I agree with, but I don't really agree with them. But don't come to people like us. We warn you. Don't come to people like Dan for Voice of People Radio. No, that's my nigga right there. But don't come to people like us. We warned you, bro. And we're going, because it's already bad enough that the older generations that have fought in war, that were forced, well, we're not necessarily forced, but lied into it, because that's how they lied. It was about freedom, but it was always the usual. The politicians getting money, and that's how it's always, and that's just the way it's going to be. But it's already bad enough. We can barely take care of them. We have military vets that is on food stamps. Are you fucking high or what? If you want the younger generations to go through the same thing, are you are you just stupid? Are you just stuck on stupid? Or are you just on that gas? Because I need some of that weed, bro. I know some people that please tell me where you get that weed from. Because I need some of it, man. I can get that shit to somebody. They need that. Are you on that weed that Smokey and Craig was smoking on Friday? I need some of that weed, man. Because that's what's going to happen. If the younger generations, they don't die in war, which a lot of them do. Go back and read how many deaths we had in Vietnam. It was a lot. Then we had a lot in World War II. And especially now that we have the newer technology that can honestly wipe out this whole country, that it wasn't the whole world. Don't think of that. But if they don't die, they get long-lasting effects like PTSD and all that. And plus, our government doesn't give a fuck about us. So we're going to have more veterans that need help. Like, y'all don't think about this shit, man. Y'all don't think about this. Y'all all about the temporary fix. Y'all not about, actually solving the problem. But then you come at people like me. People like me saying people like me, so y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Nigga, your fat ass don't know what you talking about. While you over there at McDonald's, bro, tweeting on your phone.
Right.
Like, that's nuts, bro. Like, get a set, bro.
Yeah,
That's
I agree.
that's the message, bro. Get a set, bro. Because how it seems, a lot of y'all ain't got a set, bro. And if y'all do got a set, bro, it's in your wife's purse.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm about to hop in a second because I finished this thumbnail. But yeah, Omari was saying some real shit, which is why I just let him go. When he said some real shit, I'll let it go or whatever. And yeah, he's been saying some weird shit. A lot of y'all don't want to hear it, but it is what it is. I mean, a lot of we need to get our shit together. And I find myself talking about this shit damn near every day. Hey, it don't bother me because it gives me content, but I find myself talking about this more and more every single day on TikTok and all the different stuff. Like, people need to stop being soft, bro. It's too many. It's way too many soft men in this society, and that's why a lot of our women out of control. Women like to have structure. They like a man to give them order. Like, they the only reason they faking and wilding out now because the previous generations let the men down. They didn't teach us. We had to become men by force. The government gave us a hard, stern kick in the ass, and this is why I always say that Donald Trump was good for minorities. You can get mad, you can hate his personality, because if goddamn snake ass fake Hillary Clinton would have won the presidency, that would have put minorities to sleep. You would have thought racism was over. You would have thought it was a new day because they gave you Obama drive and all. No, bro. Donald Trump was that stern kick in the ass that minorities needed. Y'all don't want to hear this shit, but it's the truth. That is exactly what y'all needed, because y'all went to sleep under Obama. He snuck all his gay stuff by y'all. He let these immigrants come into the country and take jobs that's gonna affect your kids in the future. I don't got a problem with anybody that want to come here, work hard. I don't care if you're from Mexico, South America, it don't matter. Europe, Africa. If you're willing to respect the law and the values and you're not over here trying to cause trouble, you can come. But these people be trying to come over here and not take over. I don't mind nobody that speaks another language, but when you're around me for courtesy, could you please speak English or I won't think you talking about me? Because when you snickering and cheesing, especially I'm on the train, it's real bad with the Chinese. Some of the Mexicans too, but mainly with the Chinese. That shit is bad with the Chinese. Where I'm like, bro, could y'all speak English? I'm gonna make sure y'all not trying to get. I'll be like, Chris, goddamn, I don't know what y'all saying. You know, like, this shit is getting out of control, bro. But a lot of this comes down to men want to party, and y'all get mad when Kevin saying, but it's the truth, bro. Y'all want to party and shit and not take care of responsibilities. That's what's wrong with this country, bro. Everybody is out playing little kid games instead of taking care of business and teaching kids what they're supposed to do. That's why teenage pregnancy is so goddamn high. Yeah. That's why you can't tell girls what to do after they had a baby. That's why the boys don't listen to them. And don't get me wrong, some of these punk ass elders don't deserve to be listened to, because how you got an apartment and I own a house and I'm at 20, so I'm since I've been 26, I've had a house. How, like, it be 60-year-old men that live in an apartment trying to tell me how to live. Bro, you don't even own your house. Shut your ass up trying to give me advice. Yeah. You don't, there's no reason for me to respect you. Go ahead, Omar.
That's what I be talking about, bro. And what's funny is that these older generations, they don't teach their kids shit, bro. They don't. And I talk about this on Twitter all the time, man. Right. Generation, like, bro, like how these older generations, bro, they'll talk about, we the last great generation left. We the last of the strong. Man, you ain't Sean, nigga. You a bitch, bro. You ain't a bitch, bro. Nigga, I met kids that have more nuts, bro, than you. They got more testosterone, bro.
Right.
Like, if you don't go sit your ugly ass down somewhere.
Yeah.
And then they criticize the younger generations, which I don't really disagree with. But at the same time, though, how you gonna come down on them when you was the same way when you were younger and you still haven't learned, really?
Right. That's 100% true. No, you're right, man. Like, it's a lot of these people that need to get shit together, bro.
Like if anything, you're pointing your own. If anything, you're pointing out your failure as a parent. Like, I'm not a parent, but I observe shit. You're essentially mocking your own parenting. These older people don't have any, bro. They don't have any self-dignity. They don't like you. They make fun of the young generations, yet you're making fun of your own parenting, because the younger generations, they learn from parents. You have good parents. Change says it all.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't want to hear any of this, man. That's why I go harder. There's one reason why I go harder at the older generations than the younger generations. Because, yeah, they have their problems. But again, I'm about taking it off. I'm all for it. No, what I do is I go to the person that's causing all of this. In the older generations, they cause some of this with how they parent their kids. That's why I go harder at them. And but it doesn't help that they're egotistical and shit. Like you see all of them, bro, online. It'd be conservatives, bro.
Yeah, I agree. It'd be a lot of them. It's bad on both sides, bro. I
Yeah.
feel like a lot more on the liberal side because the conservative side is saying some of them are racist, some of them justify like black people dying unnecessarily by force or denying slavery or thinking that people shouldn't be getting paid equal money. That those it's Republicans like that. However, a lot more conservatives are a lot more rational than the liberals. The liberals just coming up with this crazy shit. And that's why I wanted y'all to come on here, even if y'all didn't agree with it, and watch that episode, What is a Woman? Y'all have to watch that. If somebody had a free link going around on Twitter for a while, but I don't know if it's still up. Y'all have to watch that. And they give you the first 15 minutes on there because this man, Matt Walsh, whether you agree with him or not, he spent a lot of money and took his time traveling the world to interview these people and get their perspective. And the amount of people that got crazy views on this LGBT stuff, they couldn't even get clear definition. They was just making up shit what a woman was as they went along. And I would imagine Jason West's head would have blew up if he was on the show because he hates a lot because he's a strong believer in God and Christian. Oh, so is OSJ. But dude, those people, it was almost like these people are delusional. I was fucking laughing on a lot of it. I was watching it and I was just dying laughing or whatever. But yeah, our culture is getting out of control, bro. It's really bad, man. It's like
for a minute. It's been this way for a minute. Like I said, it's funny that I'm just talking to somebody about this, and going back, to the 80s and 90s, right? A lot of people missed that decade, right? The 90s, right? Well, I was just talking to someone about it, and again, I'm gonna piss a lot of people off, but again, I don't give a fuck, bro. I just don't give two flying fucks, bro. Fuck what you think. If you get mad about it, bro, go suck a dick, bitch. Go suck a dick and die. Go suck a dick, bro. Go do something with your life, bro.
Right. Yeah, y'all better watch this now because I'm gonna have to put this under the private folder after we put this up because I'm pretty sure this video not gonna get monetized. But we just chilling, so I don't care. It's like one of those episodes where we just relaxing, so I don't really care.
It needs to be said, bro. That some of the degenerate, if not a lot, like half of culture today, it stems from the 90s, specifically the mid to late 90s. Because I always say that the early 90s, it was awesome, you still had the family value stuff, even though Hollywood has honestly always mocked it, but you had that during the early 90s.
Right.
Family matters to the world. Once you get to the mid and the late 90s, that's when gangster rap took over, grunge, you had girls gone wild, women popping their titties out on TV and stuff, and I don't have a problem with it. But at the same time, though, I gotta call it out for what I see. It was degenerate stuff, and the religious right. Everybody got mad at them back in the day because they were criticizing that stuff and criticizing the beginning of this LGBT, this gay shit. But at the same time, though, look where we are today. They ended up being right. Not only with this gay shit getting out of hand, but with girls, just getting puffing their titties out and shit, bro. This gangster rap stuff, all of this stuff, a lot of this stuff from the 90s, a lot of people, they were right about. I know, we criticized them back in the day, but who got the last laugh, though?
Right. And a lot of what people say, like a lot of the reason it comes off as bad is because people barely do anything within context. Victor says the Star Wars shop owner is from the town I live in. Really? He was from Washington State, but I didn't know you were from that exact place. That's fucking awesome, Victor. I didn't know that, dude. That is cool, man. Because I was gonna let you know that dude was he's from Washington State. But yeah, the problem is, Omar, a lot of people don't put stuff in context. Like, I'm a big logical thinker. You have to explain your point for me to get it. I'm a very open-minded person, but I'm a critical thinker, so I can tell when you bullshit a line about something. But I'm willing to accept somebody else's answer if you can explain it to me in a rational way. The problem is too many men, and I'll give y'all an example. Too many men are emotional with their thinking, which leads to just life-changing decisions that you can't get yourself out of that you didn't think long term. Some stuff that men are doing time in, be it 5, 10, any type of significant time in prison, 20 years, whatever. was stuff that they was in their feelings about. If they would have thought for 5 seconds, they wouldn't have been in that situation.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
For example, I'm a public safety officer. That's what I do for work. I help at retail stores get their crime down. I've worked at banks. I've been private security at gated communities. I've been all through law enforcement. Right now, helping out at retail where they have a lot. It's not in the safest part, and they also have a lot of theft there. And I'm a high-ranking public safety officer, so I go places, I get the theft down. This fucking idiot walked in the store that I was at the other day, and he went to the bakery department, and he was walking out, and he was speeding past. I'm like, sir, I need to see your receipt. And he was like, oh, they paid for it. I said, who is they? Because there's 2 main doors to get into the facility. He could have came, which is all the way on the other side. I said, did you come to the door? You didn't walk past me. I know everybody that walked past me. You did not walk past me. So he was like, oh, it's already paid for. They paid for it. I said, who? And I kind of figured because they have Instacart coming in, they have something called Ship, where people shop for the customer and they take it to their house, but you still have proof that you paid for it on your phone. And I was like, sir, I need to see your receipt. I don't have a receipt. Don't you have something on your phone to verify where you got it from? Oh, man, F you and all this. That could have got him hurt if he would have caught me on the wrong day. If I wasn't at work and he would have been talking crazy, don't know, man. And let's say he would have made the split irrational decision to rush me. I'm armed. I have a firearm. I would have killed him. That's what I'm saying, that these people don't make rational decisions. And unfortunately, he's a black man. Or I don't like doing it to men in general, but it hurts me when it's minority, specifically black men, because we already are looked upon a certain way that we can't handle ourselves. We can't handle, bro, we have to think. And I talk about this on TikTok. I have something called Reels Talk on TikTok like 3 times a week. And I'll be talking about life lessons that people can better themselves as a man or as an adult. Y'all need to go check those out. It's TJ Time 1991 on Twitter, and also that's my same handle on TikTok as well. TikTok, Twitter, it's TJ Time 1991. So people need to stop being stupid and think, bro. Everybody want to be grown, but you don't want to act fucking grown. That's what I don't understand. Go ahead, Omari. What you was gonna say?
So you were saying you was wanting me to talk about more of that that lady I was talking about on Twitter.
Well, I thought you already talked about that with the draft or whatever you're talking about.
Well, it was more. I just wanted to go so she's I forgot where she's from. Yeah, I went
from the South.
She's from some Liberial country, and I know I already talked about this, but I want to go on it more because I want to make fun of these motherfuckers. And plus, I think this draft should be talked about more. This draft talk shit.
I don't think it's gonna materialize to anything. I don't think we're gonna have another draft.
True, but you never know with this government, with these.
Well, if you know what, if Russia, for whatever reason, we agitate Russia, it might happen. If with Russia, it might happen. You know, it might happen.
I'm gonna end it off on this though. You gonna see my face for the first time. But I
see your face one time before. Yeah.
I will say it like this. That crusty ass bitch, bro. She want to talk about people. She want to talk about people going to the draft. How about you get your stinky pussy ass up? You go to the draft, but you won't because that pussy stink, bro. Shit, that party kills my shit.
Are you holding a lighter, Omar? Or is that a remote?
Nah, bro. I will say this. You want to talk about people getting drafted? How would you take your stinky pussy ass to the draft? Because bro, that pussy stink, bro. You don't get the air freshener, bro. I can already smell it through the screen. It stinks.
And a lot of the women that got attitudes got that exact problem you just said. By the way, this is episode number 4, Inappropriate Behavior. It's called America is Infested with Incels. That's what this episode. We're the new South Park at this point. We're just the only way to rationalize this bullshit is to make fun of these stupid ass people. At this point, that's the only way you can rationalize. Go ahead, Omar.
We're infested with some small dick, pussy, no pussy, stanky pussy, having ass niggas, bro. That's essentially what it is.
I just read the funniest fucking gift or whatever this is called on Twitter. It has one of my favorite movies ever, Lion King, and it has them when they were sitting on the rock and he was saying, "What was that coming over the horizon?" He said, "What's that coming over the horizon, Dad?" This was Simba talking to his father Mustafa, and he said, "It's female inboxes, son. You should never go over there. They'll just call you thirsty and roast you." That shit is hilarious, and that's funny because it kind of relates to what we're talking about right now. But yeah, Omar, like these women. This is why I'm gonna cut to Kevin. I'm gonna play some Kevin Samuels in just a second because he keeps getting referenced and we need to play this. And he was speaking such gems. Kevin Samuels warned us about how these women's gonna be. He said, "I've never seen so many scared women into the pandemic where they didn't have no man next to them and they were talking about they were an independent woman. It wasn't no water on the shelves. It was no toilet paper. They literally couldn't fend for themselves. So when women talk that bullshit about I don't need no man, okay, good luck moving all your shit out your house when you want to move, moving all that heavy ass shit, them dressers and beds and all that shit. What are you gonna do? Like, I'm so tired of this narrative that a man doesn't need a woman. That's a damn lie. You cannot naturally have a baby without a man. You can't move nothing heavy. If somebody break in your house, you're gonna be dead. Like, women are good at what they're good at a lot of things, and some things they're on equal par with men. However, this narrative needs to
They're
be
better than men at.
ASAP. What's that?
And certain things they're better than men at. Like when it comes
Sure.
to a baby, let's be honest here. Women are, because no, it's natural. Women are supposed to be better at taking care of.
They're nurturers by nature. Yeah.
They're nurturers.
Yeah, I agree. That like this bullshit needs to stop being put out there. Like it's complete tomfoolery. Like women need men, bro. This is so anti-God, and I'm not a Christian. I don't subscribe to any religion. However, bro, all this stuff about this mixing and going against nature and men can produce babies and all these genders and pronouns, bro, this stuff is against God, bro. I refuse to accept it. What we gonna say next? It's okay to have sex with pedophiles and animals. That's where we're going, bro. Like we might as well get this. Well, I'm not gonna ever accept that, but that's where the rest of the world is going. Like you have to be willing to protect your family, get prepared, because this shit is gonna get ugly, bro. It's gonna get ugly real quick, and especially when it gets to Congress and they get significant voting power. This shit's over with, dude. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
At this point, we turn this bitch to the Jerry Springer show, bro.
You might as well be. And we always just to throw a WWE reference up in there. I don't understand how WWE never takes advantage of this stuff. You have all the material, all these crazy people. Like this should be content online, bro. Like I don't understand why WWE refused to put this shit into content, bro. I don't get it.
Because you have Triple L, you know, hit me with that Triple L.
Yo, right?
Yeah, that'd be a good opening to a song. But
yep.
But that's the reason why. But what else I want to say? I was gonna say it's another thing, man. What I'm seeing on Twitter, man. Oh, it's all the talk about 2024. It's all I hear. Oh, 2024. And be honest with you, I don't think shit's gonna change. I think the only way things are gonna change if we do it ourselves. When we take it to the streets and we take it to the real people who have real power in this country. Because newsflash, people, the president does not control this country. He's a puppet.
It's just like the president of a company don't control don't have say so. He's just he's a figurehead, but he has board of directors that he has to yield to. Vince McMahon runs WWE, but he still has people to answer to. But the thing is, Endeavor's smart enough to know that Vince McMahon is the best person to run this company, so they yield to him on certain stuff. However, Vince McMahon had to step down because that speaking out stuff could have ruined the market value of WWE. That was all about finance. Don't let these marks think it was about creative and none of that. That was about the shareholders didn't want to lose money. That's why Vince stepped down in July of 2022. That was all it was about. I'm a money-minded person. These marks don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That was all money related. That is the same thing with any other corporation. They will make you step down. Weinstein step down. Everybody. R. Kelly. Like the biggest benefit for R. Kelly is he has a lot of fans that believe in what he's doing. He has a large vision. People appreciate what he's doing. That's why he's kind of still out there and why he hasn't been totally ruined. If R. Kelly didn't have the support that other people had, he would have been done, dude. If he was like kind of like I'm trying to think of somebody that's kind of lower on the totem pole that got kind of I can't think of nobody off the top of my head, but yeah, he's R. Kelly luckily has a big fan base, which is why he hasn't been completely destroyed. But all that stuff is money-making decision. But Papa H is cooking. Yeah, a lot of these marks think that, bro. And it's ironic that this incel culture has bleeded from wrestling to Hollywood to politics. It's going everywhere, bro. The next they're going to lock down the school system, which is something. This is why I'm starting a school system in the South. I'm going to start one up here where I'm from in Chicago, too, but I'm moving to the South because that's where the land's at. So I'm going to have a school system in the next 5 years. And I'm going to teach people how to have responsibility, specifically minority kids, because they don't get a fair shot like white kids do at private schools and all that stuff. And it's more pushed right now for private schools because all this LGBT bullshit. We got a new person. Well, hey, everyone. Hello. New person here. He said homosexuality. I don't know the other word. Pernicious douchebaggery, which although has existed since forever, should still not have been accepted or condoned. Go against Christian morals and all the Abrahamic religions. I agree with you. Thank you for being here. Make sure you sub to the channel so you won't miss out on things that we do everywhere. And also follow me on Twitter. It's CJ Time 1991. I have these same conversations and digestible clips of 3 minutes. So,
but what I'm saying again, bro, what I'm saying again is that everybody's talking about 2024. Everybody, you got them, these conservatives and these manga, these whatever you ever call it. No, and speaking of, that's a stupid ass.
Manga, yeah.
That's a stupid ass thing. What? It's just like some arcade game from back in the day that I don't know of. Like manga, it's supposed to be manga.
No, it's an acronym. MAGA stands for Make America Great Again. That's what it stands for.
Well, their way of doing it is not the right way. We need to. The only way you're gonna make America great again is if we go to the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds of the world. You get it written in the CIA. Yeah. That's the only way. Voting is not gonna do nothing. And then you got all these people, and that's what I'm talking about. Oh, they need to be focused on the votes. We need to get the votes. 2024, Trump, DeSantis. This and that.
Right.
Okay, I'm like, one, I don't think this fits nothing. I think some things are going to get better, but it's essentially going to be the same bullshit that we've been seeing for decades. But it's going to be the same thing. Nothing's going to happen.
And look at what's standing out there. The irony is DeSantis is running against Trump. That's a business versus businessman thing. They both relatively conservative. Think that this is going to be an interesting campaign. It's going to be quite entertaining. But the thing with that is, look at the like now it's nobody for the liberals to really hate like that because they hate both of them. So it's not really a who's the hero because DeSantis is a Republican. Trump is a Republican. So they don't have that Democrat to kind of spin stuff. So I'm intrigued to see how this is going to turn out. I'm okay with either one of them being president because both of them are going to stimulate the economy because they're both money-minded people. Obviously, Trump is a little more competent at it than DeSantis. But DeSantis, I will forever respect that man. He got outdated views on black people and all that. I can deal with that. However, when that man made that law with what everybody call sarcastically "don't say gay," when he made it, what y'all don't understand is he's trying to protect children under the age of 13 from learning about stuff they have no business learning about at that age. What is the problem with that? That is further proof that y'all are fucking weirdos. James Gunn and all these people, even though the Guardians of the Galaxy was great, all these people are weirdos, bro. Why do you want Robin to be? And I understand he was a little kid in the comics, but I think he was on some perverted shit. He wants a little boy with his shirt off in the movie. That's all he wants to see. So all these weird ass people, the Joe Bidens and Joe Biden is not this superhero like y'all think he is. He's a perverted ass old man who's stumbling all. How is this old ass man even a president? I know Trump was old, but Trump has the swagger of a 25-year-old college student. Like he don't act 70 years old. Joe Biden acts like he's 70 or 80 years old. Like that's what he acts like. And I don't understand why they try to make this dude a savior. Bro, he has flaws like everybody. He's a fucking weirdo too. I go, Mark, can you believe the audacity? And I want to talk about this YMN Melly. How you say his name? YNW Melly. I want to talk about this kid. This dude's a fucking idiot. But go ahead.
Like I said, the way I see it is that essentially some things gonna get better, but a lot of it's gonna be the same. And then again, what I was saying about is that, dude, like I said with these conservatives, man, that they and these liberals, bro. No, actually, just a lot of Americans in general, bro. They're not thinking ahead. They don't think of the future. They're just thinking of the short term. They're too focused on 2024. Okay, right. Trump wins in 2024. He only has 4 years. He has 4 years and he's done. Well, what is going to be next?
Yeah.
Let's say in the amazing world, because that amazing world is not going to come true. Like I said, Trump and DeSantis, if they win, some things will get better. There will be improvement. Some things, I'm not going to deny that. But again, it's going to be slotty shit. It's going to stay the same. We're still going to have the CIA and the FBI, these three-letter agencies, these big elites, and these big banks controlling the world. The American dollar is still going to, the American dollar still going to go down the drain. We're going to get more debt. And the American empire is still going to be there. We need to topple the American empire. Sadly, though, a lot of us Americans, and I said this on Twitter, is that we're too indoctrinated, young and old. Mm-hmm. It's funny, I see a lot of these older people online talking about young people being indoctrinated, but you're just as indoctrinated. But
I agree. I 100% agree, bro. But I want to what's that?
But I was gonna top it off is that we need to topple the American empire, but a lot of Americans are not going to do that. They're too indoctrinated into the heavy patriotism that you can't, that they think our country can't do nothing wrong. That's the biggest problem that we have. And but when we say this stuff, people like me say a lot of Americans they take it as an offense, and I'm like, how you want this country to get better? If you're in there, because that's the line. They say, well, Well, America. Well, okay. Well, yeah, America does some bad stuff, but other countries is worse. And if you don't like it, you can leave. And then that's the I always get. That's the response we always get. And this is why the country never get better. You want the country to get better, yet when people criticize things and want to get better, you respond, "Oh, if you don't like it here, why don't you leave and go to China?" If anything, China is beating America out in a lot of things. And I am by no means a fan of the Communist Party of China. But China is beating America out in so many ways. And if you want to be honest, America has done more dangerous things, has killed more people than the CCP. Let's be honest here. Do we got to pull up a lot of our war crimes? I don't think you want to go. I don't think you're ready for this debate. How about you need to stick to Trump and DeSantis. That's the only debate you're gonna win. And it's crazy that they only win debates by debating with like liberals or just young college kids. That's the only argument. When they debate people like me, they don't win.
Right. No, that's a good point. You know what I mean? It's a good point. Like, it needs to be a shift in overall thinking. It needs to be a shift in overall thinking in this country in general. Because a lot of people are just not thinking, and that's why they putting this shit right over our heads, bro. Like, the powers that be are slipping all of this incest stuff, or not incest, but we're probably gonna get there at some point. All of this pedophile, and you know what I mean? They taking our laws away, trying to get people to give up their guns. This is where we at. This is exactly where, and we allow it to happen because everybody's getting lazy. I love sports just like the next person. I love baseball. I love football. I love wrestling. However, I like UFC and boxing. However, it doesn't cloud how I think with anything else. Like, I know how to think outside the box, and I hate not being able to have conversations with some people. And people get mad because I'm highly intelligent, and they can. And so is Omari, and so is everybody else on my brand, and it helps with my product. But what y'all don't understand is, bro, we know weak people when we see it, and we know clown shit. And y'all get mad, and y'all don't have to follow me. I'm gonna get paid regardless. You don't have to follow me. I have so many sources of income. I'm gonna get paid no matter what. Like, bro. What y'all have to understand is bosses recognize other bosses, and we're going to call shit out, and we're not going to respect you. Why should I respect you when you don't have a backbone to defend your family? Why should I respect you when you don't have a backbone to stand up against this LGBT stuff? And it's not about hate. It's not about telling people what they can't do. It is just a crime against the American values, Constitution, and every goddamn thing else that people have died for to keep intact, to have the right to say what they want. Now they sitting there talking about, oh, it's against freedom of speech to talk to kids about sex stuff. These 4 to 7-year-olds. You got to be out your damn mind if you think you're going to be talking about LGBT and transgender stuff in front of my kids. It ain't going to happen. Yeah. I'm going to call this incel bullshit out. All these weird guys that when you check their social medias, they be trying to act like they feminists and all that, be having nude pictures and liking women stuff, stalking them. Bro, y'all are men just like everybody else. You're just slick and strategical how you do it. They be doing the same shit. They virtue signal, but behind closed doors, they be fucking perverts. Like, come on, bro.
They on that. They some Eddie Guerrero, Mamacita, bro, motherfuckers, bro.
Right.
Bro, and what else I'm gonna say? Bro? I'm on one today, bro. I don't think I've ever been this hot on this stream before, but like I said, right. I pushed into it. But what was I gonna say?
Hold on, real quick, hold that thought. I want to get into it because this is kind of relevant to what we're talking about. Let's talk about this foolish ass rapper from Florida, YNW Melly, who allegedly killed 2 of his friends. Now, I don't know if it was money involved. I kind of forgot because the case popped up during the pandemic. However, this goddamn fool made a video called Murder Something. Now, it says a judge in the YNW Melly, and he almost got off. It's weird that his bond was like 50 grand, which is crazy for. He had a low. 1 second. He had a really low bond for a murder case. I think it was under $500,000, which is crazy. That's fucking insane. A judge in the case has made it easier, for the jury to sentence the rapper to death. They trying to get this motherfucker to death sentence. The jury made it easier for the rapper to be sentenced to death of killing the two former friends. All 12 votes were needed for the jury originally, but now is 8-4 will be needed to sentence him to death. This man might actually be getting death penalty. This rapper, he's only like 25. They tried to explain the situation, bro. I think he owned the car. It was too suspicious, bro.
For the death penalty, the state chose not to drop the death penalty. And she wanted to file a motion to implement that. She wanted to go underneath these new guidelines. So has Florida's governor made this new law? It's for anybody, literally, not just for Melly. It's for anybody who is currently having a death penalty case. So is it fair? No,
absolutely not.
It's basically like a knee-jerk decision from the Parkland shooting. That was someone who really did deserve the death penalty, but that's nor here nor there. So yeah, today we had more jury selection because the jury panel had to get death penalty qualified.
Oh yeah.
So that's what we did today. And basically that she was trying to explain to people about, it's a death penalty case because she's trying to say like there's certain agitators, but she basically contradicts herself with the agitators because it's just all over the place because it's gang. She's saying it's gang related.
Yeah.
So, but it didn't have a motive, but it's premeditated. So that's where we're at with all of this. It's a no motive, but premeditated.
It's a
gang related.
It's a
with his best friends.
Okay, so look, like she just said, no motive, premeditated, gang related,
agitators to make it death penalty,
but killed his own gang members, basically. And
why would you say allegedly?
Allegedly, I don't know. Like I had seen y'all,
but the trial is not over.
A lot of y'all was saying like this is the day. No. This is the day that everything gets decided. Woo woo woo, bro. That's not the case, bro. That's really why I want to come on here and say, bro. Like we're still in jury selection.
The jury is we're death penalty qualifying the jury, so it took longer than a regular jury.
Yeah, just because it's like a death penalty case. So that's really what I wanted to come on here and explain, and we want to explain.
But even with the 8-4, hey,
let's just say this: his family's obviously really smart.
He's not guilty anyway. That's just her just doing what.
When it comes to how they doing this, and his mom told him to watch what he was saying. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think he did it, and I hate putting that type of energy on young black adults and young black men, but all of the evidence was quite suspicious with how they did the crime scenes. It was real suspicious. YMW Melly is just very smart with how he moved, and he was able to get a good lawyer. I think he got Lil Boosie's lawyer, which Lil Boosie got off on a murder. It was pretty clear that he had that kid murdered that dude, one of his friends. But he had a smart lawyer. Let's go to this criminal background reader real quick. So his last name is Demons, which is ironic. His name is Jamil Demons. YMWM. In February 2019, he was arrested and charged with 2 counts of premeditated first-degree murder and faces life in prison without the possibility of parole or the death penalty if convicted. He is also a suspect of the 2017 murder of a sheriff deputy in Gifford, Florida. In March of 2019, Demons pleaded not guilty to double murder charges. Is currently awaiting trial. He's been on trial for like almost 3 years. This is 4 years. This is 2019. This is fucking 4 years. Time went by really quick. Excuse me. Let's read this. Excuse me. On February 22, 2019, Complex reported that Demons and Henry were suspects in a fatal 2017 shooting of off-duty Indian River County Sheriff Department Gary Chambliss in Gifford, Florida. On November 30th, 2021, YMW Melly trial was set for March 7, 2022. Excuse me. The trial was later delayed and set for May 22nd, 2022. It was delayed again. The trial was pushed back into June of 2022. After the trial did not proceed, Demon's team decided to submit a speedy trial request on May 26, 2022. The trial will have to commence in 175 days. On July 6, 2022, it was pronounced that Demons would no longer face capital punishment if convicted. I think it's probably back to that point now, though. However, on November 9th, 2022, the decision was overruled by an appellate judge, once again making Melly eligible for capital punishment. Oh, so it got appealed by an appellate judge. Excuse me. Following the eligibility, Melly seemed attempted to get this thrown out with an appeal to the Supreme Court in Florida. However, this attempt was unsuccessful. Jury selection for Melly's double homicide case began on April 11th of this year. Through court documents, it was shown that Melly's trial will begin on June 2023. So I think it's starting sometime this week. But it comes off really weird when we watch. Matter of fact, let's just Amari, are you familiar with Trap Geek?
Trap Geek, no, not
The YouTube Trap. Okay, we're gonna watch this real brief thing, and then we'll watch a little bit of Kevin Samuels, and we'll wrap it up. But save exactly what you was talking about for Thursday, because we're gonna revisit this Thursday, because I want this needs to continue to be talked about.
Yeah,
We'll have another show.
Yeah, on Thursday I'm gonna go in on Fresh and Fitness and all and Sneaker.
Yeah.
I think they're a bunch of pussies.
All right, make sure you definitely write some stuff down so we can talk about that.
Hey, bro,
we'll get it.
I hope I don't get your channel taken down.
No, because what I could do is you ain't gonna get it taken down, because I just put these in private. I won't allow these to be monetized. I'll just put them in private folders. There's certain videos I already got in private folder I've done in the past. With me and my friends, we was on here doing the same thing you was doing, and I put them in folders where they can't be seen. Only I can see them. So only people that get to see them is when it's live, like right now. Y'all better watch it while you can, because this is the only time it's gonna be up. After this is gonna be in a private folder, because I don't want it to get on strike on my channel.
Yeah, bro. This is a lot.
Remember, don't speak to anyone but me or Mr. Cohen. Remember that.
But I set a bond. It was level 1 house arrest, and the other terms and conditions will be in the order.
All right, what is up, everybody? God damn, this is a huge update in the Melly case. While everybody in Florida was out at the beaches, just risking corona to go to Cheesecake Factory, the judge in the Melly case was on a Zoom call, basically on a Skype, telling YNW Bortland that he was free to go on a $75,000 bond. He got approved. Some people are like, wait, what? He's free to go? Bond on a murder charge in South Florida? That's almost unheard of. The crazy part is the 75 grand, which is super low. Anything less than $500,000 for first degree murder charge is practically unheard of. And we're hearing words, potentially the trial is set to begin as early as July 2nd. And this could be bigger than the 6ix9ine trial, honestly. This is not the first death penalty case rap fans have witnessed. Boosie beat the death penalty. Now his lawyers are working for Melly. And this is how crazy high-profile cases are in the age of the internet. We have lawyers beefing with trolls on Instagram and Twitter. Like, you can't make this shit up. The lawyer, no filter, just he did it. Just on Twitter. That's 2020 for you.
You're certainly innocent until proven guilty, but that seems to be, to me, my opinion, a despicable act of homicide, if not, again, murder.
Anyways, we're going to get into all this, but before we do, check out my song of the day. This is Timo the Great. Let's go.
Sorry, mama, but I like to tote all the snitching, all the smack.
This is fire with academics with arrest. The rumors online started circulating that he had snitched. All the comments on the blogs, Instagram, academics was he's got to be snitching. And the fuel was added to the fire when XXL and DJ Vlad posted some fugazi fake news coming from Cortland Henry's lawyer, who took to Twitter to basically say Melly fans are delusional and Melly's never getting out. Now, all that would be cool and fine, except that wasn't actually his lawyer. Those tweets are from the lawyer representing the family of the victims. So of course he's dunking on Melly any chance he gets, right? That's his job. Now, if you actually pull up the court documents, we know he most definitely did not snitch. In fact, neither him nor Melly told on each other, right? They both stayed silent. And that's actually why the state is so pissed, because they've been trying for practically a year now to get him to turn on Melly. But these tactics didn't work, and neither Melly or Cortland Henry flipped on each other. What's going to be super interesting once the trial starts is how both sides played the relationship that Melly had with the two kids who were killed.
Me and all my niggas, we had the same dream going up. Man, in my day on,
At Wendy's.
You pull up any photos, video, whatever, these are clearly best friends. Melly, Sack Chaser, Juvie, and Bortland. Super tight. However, you probably also heard the rumors about Melly's mom being threatened by Sack Chaser.
We text messages from Sack Chaser threatening all her friends and all these people like he's about this life. But I'm saying, like, who the you ever robbed? Who the fuck you ever shot at? Oh, you threatened me with your little gun? I got big guns. Melly is my child, and he is gonna be great.
Saying that video clip was chopped up and taken out of context, and that she's actually talking about Melly's stepdad. I don't know. The prosecution's gonna try and paint a couple pictures of Melly. Don't forget, they want the death penalty. So they're gonna argue that the killings were especially heinous, committed in a cold, calculated, and premeditated manner, and lastly, it was committed by a criminal gang member. Now for that one, things as simple as tattoos can prove that you're a gang member. Even though we know that just because you have a tattoo doesn't mean that. And just because you call you and your friends your gang or whatever, doesn't mean you're a part of an actual gang. But the system likes to play loose and fast with the criminal gang charges. Funny enough, they're actually doing the same thing to Lil Durk and King Von in Atlanta right now. But that's a separate story. Now here's how the trial's gonna play out. Murder trials usually last 3, 5, 10 days. Depends on how much material they have to present to the jury. The first day is jury selection and maybe a witness or two against Melly. Looks like that's not gonna happen. Day 2 will be workers from the crime scene. DNA experts, detectives, timeline witnesses, and if they had the murder weapons, they would maybe ask the gun shop owner or whoever to identify that yes, they did indeed sell this gun to Melly. But in this case, they can't, because they don't have the murder weapons. See, the police believe that Melly shot both boys from the back left seat. Then he got outside and sprayed up the right side of the car to make it look like a drive-by. Then the detectives claim that Cortland Henry helped Melly with a cover-up, dropping the victims off at the hospital around 4 o'clock in the morning, fabricating a story that concealed Melly's involvement while he was able to later retrieve and dispose of the weapons. Now, I don't know if any of that's true. That's just what the police claim. The timeline goes something like this. At 3:20 in the morning, Melly and 3 friends were seen on CCTV video surveillance leaving the New Era recording studio in Fort Lauderdale. They got into a Jeep Compass and drove off. Portland was driving, Melly was in the back left seat. The 2 victims were on the right. When Cortland got to the hospital around 4:30 in the morning, he told police that they were victims of a drive-by at an intersection on Miramar Parkway, but the police say there were no reports of gunshots in that area. Instead, they believe the shooting happened far west, near a waste treatment plant. And to back this claim, the police are using cell phone records to say that Bortland lied about the path he took to get to the hospital. And they also claim they got the canine dogs to sniff the area, and that somehow shows that there were no other vehicles present on the road, so it couldn't have been a drive-by, according to the police. Now, after all that, day 3 of the trial is usually the prosecutors will have the family of the victims to be the last to testify. Then that same day, the prosecutors rest, and the defendants, basically Melly's team, calls their witnesses to establish the defense. Most of the time, you don't even need witnesses. They can oftentimes argue it successfully that the prosecutor just did not meet the burden of proof. The evidence has to leave the jurors firmly convinced. That's the purpose of the trial system. Then after day 3 or 5 or however long it takes for that whole process to go out, you would wait maybe 20 minutes, 20 hours, even 20 days, whatever it takes for the jury to reach their verdict. And then we're going to find out if Melly's guilty or if he's innocent. Now, I know that all this together sounds like the police are going to crucify him, right? It sounds like they're going to win, open and shut. However, what people got to realize is without a witness, without a murder weapon, and without DNA of Melly at the crime scene, the state has a tough case to argue, especially when Melly paid a big bag for some heavy-duty lawyers that know how to poke holes in the prosecutor's arguments. What I think could be really important is this alleged phone recording that Melly has on his cell phone admitting that he's guilty. Nobody in the public has heard it, but the prosecutors are hyping it up like he's on camera admitting that he did it. But since nobody's heard it, we don't know how detailed that is. Now, I want to know what you guys think is going to happen in the comments below. But keep in mind, this is not a federal case. When the feds come knocking, it's usually a 95% success rate. They get your ass. Pause. But this is a state case. And last I checked, like the murder conviction rate in Florida is 59% or something like that. And if you want to know how good Melly's lawyers are, they almost got the judge to agree to let Melly go on medical release during the whole COVID thing to a fan's house. Maybe the fan lived near the Broward County Jail or something, I don't know, but it's in the documents. Melly's team made a motion to send Melly over to a fan's house to recover from COVID away from the contaminated jail. And the dude, John Phillips, who's representing the victim's family, basically roasted Melly's team for trying to get that to happen. He also said that the fan allegedly had a young daughter in the house, which should disqualify him from housing someone who's charged with murder. Needless to say, the motion was denied, but this just goes to show that Melly's team is playing to win, bro. They'll try anything, and that's why you gotta wait for the trial. You gotta wait to see Melly's defense, and we'll see what happens.
That's wild, dude. All this is wild. Like, this is what I think. And this is part of incel behavior. His mom is exactly what happens when you don't have men in the house. Now, I don't know if he was raised with his dad, but considering his mom is talking for them, he probably wasn't raised with his dad. This is the type of behavior of why we're having to argue why we should be able to keep our guns. This is the shit right here. Because these rappers get all this money and they start being reckless and doing crazy stuff. And especially in a state like Florida that hates black people mostly, that's racist as hell. Like in most places, like Florida to this day is still racist. Like, keep in mind, that's what Trayvon Martin was killed at. They killed that man in Florida. But this is the type of shit. Omar, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so this is the type of shit that why I say, men, you have to raise your children. Now, I'm a gun advocate. I'm a public safety officer. I work with firearms, but it's a way to responsibly raise your children to use it right. It's just like fire. You teach kids who fire is only used to warm the house and cook stuff. You don't get reckless. You don't shoot fireballs. Like, that's something that'll get your ass whipped and on punishment if you do that. So the problem is the lack of discipline in houses now. Like, kids growing up, let them think whatever you want. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. If this dude did this, which, like I said, I generally hate accusing people, but all the evidence when I read in the doubles, it seemed like he did this shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. And his mom, you could tell how she was telling the brother on the Instagram video I showed you a minute ago not to say certain stuff. You could tell that this mom know about shit like this. She know that he has guns and he's doing all this reckless shit. She was on the video talking about, I got big guns. No, what the problem was, the lawyers smarting your ass up and told you to stop saying it on video. Because that video is not that long. That was like 3 years ago when she was talking like that. Fast forward to now, all of a sudden she's watching her words and all that. That lawyer told her not to say that. Just like Hurricane Chris got off that murder, which that dude deserved to get shot because he tried to steal his car. Somebody tried to rob him in New Orleans. The rapper, the one that made that song, Hey Baby, Hurricane Chris, he shot that dude for trying to steal his car, and he just got off of it. It took like 7 years for that man to get off that stuff, because that happened in like 2015 or something, or 13. It was like in the last 10 years. I know that, and he just got free recently because he was on Vlad TV. But this is part of stand on your square and raising your children right. Because they do dumb stuff, they make bad decisions, they keep bad people. Like, I'm of the opinion, when you're a rapper, you have a lot of money, you should not have the same people around you that you used to. They can call, you sold out, whatever. Bro, I'm worth too much money. If you want to level up with me and become my manager, or at least learn how to be a manager so you can help me manage or be my promoter, whatever, that's something productive. But if you're going to keep trying to ride around in the car, smoke weed, and point guns out, you ain't going to be with me. That's just ass backward. Adults don't think like that. You level up, you grow, you do better. What's that, Omar?
Well, the problem is that, I mean, we're essentially stuck in this gangster rap of the 90s, because that's when a lot started.
Sure.
Look at Tupac, how essentially he was an actor. I know a lot of old heads in the hip hop community don't want to hear this, but he was Tupac wasn't about that life. Tupac, if you look at Tupac before he got famous, anybody that knows about Tupac before he got famous will understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, that man was a thug, bro.
He was I think he was kind of corporate created, because Tupac, what he was in, he did, but that's the subject for another day. But look at Tupac. He was messing around with people, like a lot of people that he should have been messing around with, and he wasn't about that life.
Mac Dre from the Romper Room would talk about him. The one from the Bay Area, Mac Dre. He talked, and I think my suspicion is Tupac people got him killed, because after he had that beef with Tupac, he mysteriously died on that highway in Kansas City somewhere. I think they had him killed. But that's just because I look at stuff deep. I do my research, and I kind of pick up on stuff. I honestly think this Melly dude had his friends killed. I think had him killed. I think he killed him, and they strategically was able to they knew the routes. They knew a way to go. They knew how to, you could drop me off and said they planned that shit out hours before or probably days before it happened. Because why would he be sitting in the back seat? Usually, when a person owns a car, if they're not driving, they might be in the passenger seat. Not many people sit in the back seat of their car unless the car is driven by a chauffeur person where it's obvious that you would be in the back.
Yeah.
So other than that, most people don't sit in the back of that. Why would he be sitting and then only the people that was sitting in the back, the dude that was driving then get shot? Like, come on, you gotta ask yourself, because this sounds crazy. I think he had them dudes killed, his friend. I don't know if it was, but it could have been a reason for it. Like maybe it was they stole money from him, or whatever the case may be. Maybe he got wind that they was gonna try to set him up. Who knows? But I honestly think that dude did that. I honestly think he did it, and it helps that he got a good lawyer that'll get him off. But I mean, he was dumb enough to make a rap video about this shit. Like, I don't know when this video came out. Let me check right now, because it surfaced today, and they using this video as evidence to try to get him to admit that he killed this dude or whatever. Let's see. Did this video come out today? When the hell did this video come out? It say he gave birth to a millionaire. Wait, is he out walking around? How recent is this video? This is like he was at like a basketball game or something. This look recent as hell. What game is this? He's at Excel Energy. He had a T-Wolves game. A Timberwolves game. We missed Melly Boom. This might be Melly be straight staying the game, no doubt. Authentic gave one day ago. Maybe this was recent. Oh, if this is recent, this man is walking around right now. Now he's waiting to go to trial, but I would have figured he would have been maybe he's under like supervision or something like that. Yeah, because this looks like a recent video. He was at a Timberwolves game or whatever. This is crazy, dude. But yeah, this goes to like when you have bad parenting and stuff like that, bro. You make dumb decisions like this. And then he probably got younger siblings that's looking up to. And I'm not trying to dump on Melly because I mean he got his money, whatever. But if you actually did this shit, this is a bad look, bro. All this backdooring your homies, and this is incel shit, bro. This is and I'm using incel as a synonym for stupid today. But yeah, it's just this is dumb. And when I saw this trending on Twitter, I'm like, oh man, did this good dude go to jail? But this will be unprecedented. If he get the death sentence, bro, which if he deserve it, shit, give him the death sentence. I don't care if he's black or not. Like, this shit is foul, bro. If he actually killed his friends or whatever, it was like, bro, this is some foul ass shit. But we're gonna go close off on this Kevin Samuels demo, and then we'll come back, give a couple little commentary points, and we're gonna close out maybe another 15 minutes. We done for the night, y'all, bro. Let's play. Let me find a hot spot.
Or is it the fact that I'm right? And my tone just gives you a reason to not
speak to a woman and thought he's giving her horrible advice. He's completely misleading her. You might be a little rough with your delivery at times, but it seems like you really are kind of giving people advice that they need, to be honest.
Well, and what's happened as of late, I have a private Facebook group that I talk about. And in this group, it's been up less than 6 months, and I pretty much handpick the people that come in, men over here, women over here. And in 8 months, and going on about 7 months, there have been 8 couples that have gotten together and 3 engagements. So even on YouTube, a young lady just posted a video last week. Kevin Samuels' advice is the reason I got engaged. And she got engaged in Aruba. So it's hard for people, it's becoming harder and harder for people to say your tone, you're this, you're that, when you're producing results. And what I often say is, I'm like, well, Simon Cowell on American Idol was allowed to become a multi-millionaire. And he is the reason the show was as successful as it was.
And we wouldn't be talking about him if he wasn't abrasive with his commentary.
Bars. Howard Stern was the pioneer of the shock jock kind of thing. And even to a lesser degree, Gordon Ramsay. And I ask people, is it my tone or is it the fact that I'm right? And my tone just gives you a reason to not like it. Because 2 + 2 is 4, no matter who's saying it. And we need more of that in today, where you can be a man and you can build all this and be successful for you, your family, and somebody can go back and say, hey man, something you did when you was a freshman in college really made me feel uncomfortable. Give me half your shit. No, thank you.
Right.
No, thank you.
The world has certainly changed a lot in that regard. Yeah.
Yeah. So bring a little bit more of that back, and not just, and here's the thing, it's not just harsh or direct. I reflect what I get from people. So people who watch my show recognize that I just mirror back. And there are times when I'm sitting there talking to somebody who may come in as a real advocate. Next thing you know, she's in tears going back to her husband.
To be with you when they say $250,000 in a year, and you're kind of all the top 5 or 10% of men, and they're attracting a huge percentage of the attractive, eligible women, even though they have no interest in having a serious relationship with them. And then you have this other big chunk of men who now, like the media will call them incels, or something along those lines, that are a little frustrated with the arrangement because they sort of see the world working this way, and they realize that even the women that they perceive as being on their approximate level of value are quite often not interested with any guy who is sort of near the lower end of the spectrum, right?
I spent the better part of a year and a half talking to guys called incels. They were labeled incels, but they don't want to be. They want women. Women they can't get them because women aren't paying them any attention. And see, those guys got mischaracterized as neckbeard, Cheeto eating dudes living in their mother's basement. I'm like, no. I know guys who are 40 years old making $160,000 as software engineers who are decent looking guys, but they have no real social skills. So they're not being prioritized because it keeps getting pushed to the margins, the margins of men. And so I started off talking originally to men, my clients who are in image, and then I also started realizing I had an influx of these incel guys, and I thought that they were guys who were economically unattractive. That's the new word. No, these guys are solidly middle class or upper middle class. I'm like, so what the hell's going on? Does everyone have to have six figures and be a superhero? And that's really what you find out when you start asking women, what do you want? And my sales background and my way of probing and active listening and asking questions, I can finally get people to just tell me what you want, not what you'll accept. And what you're finding is from GED to PhD, women are wanting 2 to 3 kids. They don't want to have to work to pay significant bills, or they only want to have to work to pay 20% or less than the family bill. So you still want a provider male. That ain't the way this country's set up. Most people, you need 2 incomes, and then you're saying these guys aren't good enough. I'm talking to a woman in college and I asked her, could you date a plumber? And off the rip, she said no. I'm like, you know how much plumbers make?
Yeah, it's a great job.
But I'm like, but it was the fact that not only do you want a guy, now you're discriminating where his money comes from.
Right.
It's insane. And that's what this show is starting to highlight, starting to break apart a lot of this delusion. Because when you feed an appetite, it's no different than drugs. Let me give you a few hits for free, and then now you're gonna buy it. They've been sold on this idea that you don't want a high value man, which is 6 different things. It's not just money. What you really want is this lifestyle. But then I asked, well, what do you bring to the table, and what kind of relationship skills, and what he's gonna get? That's where the crickets happen. So now it's really started a conversation that's much needed. We have gotten to the point to where, for the most part, we don't even know how to relate to one another. We know how to swipe left, swipe right, hook up, and get on.
Right. It's like the idea of 2 people who are at the relatively early stage in their career. When I think about my mom and dad, they met in college. They probably didn't have jobs or had bad jobs. And that was the dream. When I talked to my parents about what they wanted out of life when they were in their early 20s, they wanted to get married, get a house, have a couple of kids, work on their careers, and build a life together. And they did. And they've been together for 50 fucking years. And it's like, that's a beautiful thing. But it seems like that dream has kind of been lost along the way, where people got so overwhelmed with choice and so overwhelmed with climbing the social ladder and trying to have the best mate that they possibly can, that the idea of building something with their partner has sort of vanished to a lot of people.
Social media, man. It's like now every young girl that's coming up, they're looking at everybody's Instagram every day. They're seeing everybody with the nice purses. Like, I have a homeboy who gets depressed, like when he watches other people's Instagram. I can post a picture and he's like, man, my day is messed up. How's your day messed up? Because somebody else, and people spend their money and go their whole life trying to fit in with everybody else when they're not even in the same tax brackets and have the same social status and stuff.
See, and what I try to do is I'm like, I don't judge what people want. I just ask, are you really cut out for that? And do you really want that? Because, you talk about this, social media has definitely, thrown fuel on the fire, where you saying that used to be the American dream. Now, we're talking about women right now. Women want the outcome, but they don't want the work. And I'm saying, okay, well, at what point do men start making this 6 figures? That's at 45 to 55, right? So you're 22. You want a man in it? Oh, now you want him to be young and in the top 10%. And a certain, it's like to the point to where they're starting to sit back and say, you know what? this is unrealistic and it's unsustainable because most people aren't there. And even if you can get there from a look standpoint, there's only one. And what are you going to do to get it? So it's a much needed conversation because, look, even the guys that are up there, they're just normal guys too. I'm like, you do realize their breath stinks in the morning. They have bad habits, driven, motivated guys. You think they're going to be at home to go to the PTA meeting? They're working 12, 14, 16-hour days. Being a high value man's wife is a lonely life. And you got to, not lonely, but you're not going to have everything. And that's, I think, what's happened. We've told everybody you can have everything. You can be whatever you want, and there's no limit. So now you have people thinking they can have it all when they're average. And then it leads to frustration and depression. When your expectation doesn't line up with reality, people get frustrated.
Okay, we're gonna stop it right there. As y'all can see, he was dropping some golden nuggets. He was dropping some gems and some stuff that our society really want to hear. A lot of people had a problem with his delivery, bro. You got to look at the content of a person's character and what their work. That's what it has to come down to. Now, I don't advocate for being rude. Sometimes people need that stern kicking ass. I've always said that about black people. But, I mean, he was 100 on a lot of what he said here. And in conclusion, like I said, we could do another podcast on Thursday. I'm off. In conclusion with this one, though, incel culture is ruining this country. Like SJW culture, liberal, all this falls under liberalism. Liberal culture is ruining American culture. Like, be a man, raise your family. All these people that are trying to defend these women for this bad behavior, shame on y'all, bro. And I'll talk about this in 3-minute digestible bites on TikTok. You can find that on It's TJ Time 1991 on Twitter. Once again, it's TJ Time 1991 on Twitter, and I'm gonna put that in the chat so y'all can have it here. I want to thank Omari for being here with us, man. God bless y'all families. And I'll see y'all soon, man. I'll talk to y'all real soon. But in the meantime, I'm gonna put this up in here on Twitter and TikTok and it's time. I'll talk to y'all soon. As I always say, my haters, y'all know what to do, and my fans, I love y'all. I'm rich.